on someone's door, and they answer, and I just try to explain tell them why I'm there. But what I found is the more doors you do, the more the awkwardness comes out of it. It's almost like public speaking. The more times you do anything, it's like, it's not as big of a deal because you've been there, done it. And so about the time I got to about 750 doors, 1,000 doors, the awkwardness got to the point I was just boom, boom, boom. But I also learned that you want to be quick. People are busy, they have things to do, so you just want to make contact, say, hey, I'm Seth Rose, I wanted to ask, you always want to ask for their vote, ask for their support. And so the thing that I would do is I would just tell them why I'm there, gauge, you can gauge someone's body language. Do they want to talk, or you got something going on, And so if they wanted to talk, I would answer any questions they had. If they seemed very excited, I would ask, well, do you ever do yard signs? Well, yeah, I'll put up yard signs every once in a while. And so then I would say, well, I'd be honored to have one in your yard. And I got a lot of yard signs commitments that way. And what I would do is I'd go home at night and I would handwrite in blue ink, because you don't want to think that it's something that you've mass printed. It's more personal if you handwrite it. And I would say, Sean, it was a pleasure meeting you today. I enjoyed hearing about your son attending Wofford. I would be honored to represent you on county council. Please contact me if you have any questions. If they told me to do a yard sign, I'd say, thank you so much for allowing me to put up a yard sign. So I would do that, and that was actually very time consuming. That's going the extra mile. But that's something I did. So you get a little tendonitis after you write a couple thousand words. But the other thing from knocking on doors that I learned was I expected to have a lot of people slam the door in my face. But I can probably count literally 4 or 5 times that someone was rude. Most of the time someone answered the door and would be like, you can see their face, like, is this person selling magazines? Like, what's his deal? And as soon as you tell them that you're running for office, you can see their face. I could see their face change. Like, wow, this guy's running for office. He's offering to do a service for me. I didn't want money. I didn't want anything like that. I was just trying to introduce myself to them, shake their hand, and they're probably not used to that because a lot of people want to run for office or send out mail and things, but no one. It's very rare to have somebody who wants to work hard. I saw a picture of Andre Bauer up there. He's obviously somebody who did this as well, door to door, and got a reputation doing that. I ended up winning. It was a 4-man race. I was, I guess, against the establishment. I announced to run against the incumbent of 20 years, and she was naturally endorsing someone else. She decided to retire. After I'd been out there for several months, she announced that she wasn't going to run for re-election, and she endorsed another individual, and then all the other elected officials, mostly, not all, but quite a few, who one's a former Democratic governor that lives in my neighborhood, endorsed my opponent at meet and greets and things of that nature. But I stayed knocking on the doors and kept working hard, and I ended up winning a 4-man primary by 70%. I had 7 out of 10 votes in a 4-man race. So that taught me that, and I had a lot of great people behind me, mostly neighborhood presidents that wanted to see some change. I did have some state house representatives for certain areas that supported me, Representative Todd Rutherford, Chris Hart, but I had some other state house representatives that were against me. But that's fine. That's part of the process. Everyone is going to have someone that they want to see in. But I've tried to bring everyone together afterwards. I reach out to even people that were against me, because I have to be a county councilman for everyone, and that's just the nature of how it is. But I won the race. I had no opposition in the general election, so I had a long 6-month period until I was actually officially going to be representing County Council District 5. I was sworn in January 4th. I had a General Sessions Judge, Judge Casey Manning, swear me in. And I had a lot of friends that were there. The new solicitor, Dan Johnson, So a personal friend of mine was there, Sheriff Lott, some state senators, and things like that. But I've been on the job, I've been working really hard. When I met people knocking on doors, and you hear some of the stories and things that they'd like to see done, it really kind of puts it more into you that there's a sense of obligation to do the right thing and to work hard for those that you represent. And so that was something, meeting everyone. When I tell someone I want to do something, I want to try to do it. The thing that I'm learning, though, is to get anything done, you have to have a majority vote. And so you have to get your colleagues. You might have the best idea in the world, but you have to have 5 other people on county council to see it like you're seeing it and to vote with you. I've got several different things that I'm working on. This past council meeting, I actually had one of my first motions, something I ran on, again, a promise that I made on the campaign trail that I'll try to do, has to do with transparency, right? You always hear transparency. It's kind of an overused word, but at the heart of transparency is making your meetings accessible to those, to the taxpayers of Richland County, those who you're allocating their money. One of the things that shocked me, Richland County Council did not record our meetings and make them available for broadcast on the county's cable channel. Like sometimes you're flipping the channels, you might see a Columbia City Council meeting or a school board meeting and things like that. And if you don't want to watch it, you think it's boring, that's fine. But as a taxpayer, your parents, as a taxpayer, you should have the ability to know. If you want to see it, you should be able to. And so that was my, one of the things that I campaigned on was say, look, I'm going to make a motion that county council record their meetings and put it for broadcast and also do a live internet feed. So those are a two-part motion. The one problem was you have to invest in the infrastructure to get that done. You have to have the video cameras, the microphone, things like that. So I made the motion. They said it was going to cost $51,000. It would be a one-time expenditure to get the cameras we needed because you wanted to do something. You want to do it right. You don't want to have some shoddy thing on TV. And so it actually passed this past Tuesday. And it was by a 6-4 vote. We actually had one council member that was out of town, but 6 voted with me, 4 voted against me. And so that was something I was able to accomplish. Another thing I was able to do without a motion was that I was very excited about in my short tenure was when I came on to council, they were proposing moving the Richland County Health Department. And it was they were going to move it out to a remote area. And so I fought that. The county health department right now, I'm the county councilman for 5 points, the Vista, the campus of USC, Benedict, Allen, so it's really within the city. But the health department was located really in the heart of County Council District 5, and I pulled the numbers, and most of the individuals that are using the health department, at least 1 out of 2, are from County Council District 5. And even if you don't live in County Council District 5, the health department, in my view, needed to be centrally located because it's everyone's health department. So why would we move it far out somewhere? Why would we leave it in a central location that if you're coming from St. Andrews or somewhere, you can get to it and you're not driving farther, or if you're coming from Eastover, things like that. So I was able to alert my constituents, and we packed the council chambers and went out to the other spoke, and council got the point, and the health department's not moving. So that was something I was able to do without a motion. Also, the building that we were proposing moving the health department to, the thing that I learned that this was fiscally not going to be a good move because it's very expensive to turn a random building into a health department. And because our health department has hundreds of doctors' offices, things like that, it has plumbing. You go in a doctor's office, you got a sink. Well, it's tough to retrofit something like that. It's expensive. So I was saying socially this is a bad thing, fiscally this is a bad thing. We were able to stop it. You all, I'm sure everyone probably has a cell phone. Texting while driving. City of Columbia.